Alright, hopefully you guys can hear me loud and clear. There's so much noise around me. But what do I want to share with you today? What do I want to share with you? I want to talk to the ladies. I want to talk to the girls. I want to talk to the women. Um, there possibly isn't a lot geared, especially towards women these days. I know there's a lot of talk of feminism and empowerment, but no one really gives us details on what that exactly means. And we've come to interpret that as being independent and having your own business, having your own money, and not needing a man and not, making your life about pleasing a man. But we haven't really made empowerment really about ourselves and what it really means to be empowered. There isn't enough talk on what it really is to be a woman and how to appreciate that and how to be the kind of woman that you want to be, the kind of woman that is specific to you, a goddess, what your definition of a goddess is, what a goddess looks like, what her life is like, how she embodies that definition. There isn't enough of that conversation. What I'm mostly picking up in the ethers is a lot of anti-male message, and being a goddess necessarily doesn't have anything to do with men. Men are their own creatures with their own needs, their own wants, their own processes, their own thought processes, their own desires, and their own purpose. And we are our own creatures, with our own thought processes, our own desires, our own purpose, our own interests, and the way that we do our things and how we want to live and experience life as a feminine being. So a lot of messages about being a woman is always somehow relating to men. And, it's understandable because we do need men, and they have been a huge part of our survival for a very long time, and they'll continue to be a big part of our lives. But you have to understand that you can't really be the woman you want to be unless you start to empower yourself as a woman and own that you are a goddess and own that this is your universe and know that you were created to be a unique feminine expression here on earth. So how do you really embody that feminine expression? How do you really become more of that woman that you are feeling called to more and more every single day? It's in the little things that you do when you think and you feel that are separating you from this. And these things are hard to identify because nobody ever really pinpoints it. Nobody ever really, tells you, hey, these are the things you're doing wrong. No one guides you in that way. Everyone talks about being a bad bitch or a good girl, and it's never to extremes. It doesn't have to be that extreme. There's a lot of negativity and negative perceptions on certain attributes of a woman. It's almost as if everyone has an idea of what it is to be a woman and what we should be like and how we should be and the things that are appropriate and not appropriate and the things that are ladylike and the things that are not. A lot of women have been raised to believe that being a nice girl will always get them what they want, which is not true. We live in a world where you have to be able to express your needs, express your desires, know your worth, know your value, and expect to be giving a lot out of life and expect more out of life and expect a lot for yourself. And how you go about creating this for yourself depends on your own individual personality, depends on your own inner truths. If you're more of the aggressive type of woman, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just your own unique expression. But if you're not the aggressive type and you feel like aggression is the way, then you're going out of alignment from who it is that you really are. But if you've been trained to believe that asking for what you want and getting your needs met and putting your foot down and standing up for yourself and speaking up for yourself and being heard and being seen uniquely as you are is somehow going to make you come across as not feminine, then you're wrong. You've picked up a belief that says that in order to be a woman, in order to be valued, loved, and appreciated as a woman, you have to be such and such. life has so many variables. There's so many things happening at the same time. You're interacting with so many people. There's so many facets to life and your life as an individual that you can't always be in a specific mode all the time. You can try to force yourself into this three-dimensional structure that acts a certain way and feels a certain way and speaks a certain way all the time. You are still a human being with your own emotions, and sometimes those emotions are going to range depending on the situation you're in. It's okay for you to be angry. It's okay to voice out your anger. It's okay for you to be upset. It's okay for you sometimes to speak up for yourself. It's okay for you to stomp the ground and make sure that you're getting your needs met. It's okay for you not to be a nice girl all the time, because sometimes the world is really fucking ruthless. It's okay for you to put yourself first. Women have been conditioned to believe that we should be selfless and nurturing to our own detriment. We always want to sacrifice our happiness, our physicality, our well-being, our bodies to the people we love and care about, and then we put ourselves last. I'm conditioned to believe that, you know, sacrificing yourself and sacrificing what matters to you and being the good girl and being submissive and being quiet and only taking what you're giving and not asking for more and not really speaking out on your opinions, your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, who you are, what you feel is good for you. You feel like not doing those things will turn off the people that you love, or it'll be less feminine and you'll be seen as aggressive or an angry black woman. You know, I often find myself, you know, struggling with that negative stereotype and holding back, you know, things that when things don't feel right, because I'm afraid of being stereotyped as another angry black woman. But anger is a human emotion, and if you're feeling it, you're fucking feeling it. So don't let yourself be held in a box by the boundaries of the society's beliefs and society's expectations and society's ideas of how you should look, how you should present yourself, how you should speak, who you should be, and what you can have and what you're entitled to. This is your world. This is your universe. You are a woman. You are the womb of life. You are the nurturer of life. You are the carrier of life. Life cannot exist without you being well. Your well-being is vital to the continuation of the universe. Your happiness is important to source energy because you're an important part of creation. Do not let society, whoever you're in a relationship with, your family, your past traumas, exes that were not so great to you, let you shortchange yourself and believe that you deserve less than you deserve. Start to be aware of the thoughts you're thinking. Start to notice when you're sacrificing yourself in different situations. Start to notice when you're being blindlessly selfless. Start to know when you put yourself last. Start to notice when you hold back certain things you feel and certain things you want to express because you're afraid of disappointing the people you love or coming across as not being a lady. Whatever it is that you're believing in the moment. So notice when you're limiting yourself in those ways, and notice the traumas that have held you back and that are holding you back and keeping you in this place of limitation, in this place of believing that you can't be or do or have anything it is that your heart desires. It is always going to resonate. It's always going to feel, you're going to feel that feeling like you're not being enough of what you know you are when you hold yourself back. Living your truth. Okay? Little things like going into public places by yourself, going out to dinner by yourself, traveling by yourself, things that feel like a woman should not be doing by herself. These little things create this perception of being wrong because you're single or because you don't have a bunch of people around you. It creates this feeling of you're doing something wrong by existing by yourself. So that's when you become desperate to have company. You become desperate to have people around. You become desperate to be in a relationship because the world just hammers you with this feeling of not being enough if you are by yourself or if you are a certain way or if you choose to express and use and enjoy your femininity in a certain way. Now, this is going to lead to a conversation about sexuality and femininity in another blog post. But I just want you to be very cognizant of the lack beliefs and the lack perceptions that you might be carrying as a woman. Be cognizant of when you hold yourself back. Be cognizant of when you're not speaking up for yourself and why you're not speaking up for yourself. Be cognizant of the moments you feel judged as a woman and what you think, others feel you should be doing and not doing with your body, with your mind, with your voice, with your words, with your life. Be cognizant of those beliefs and start to set yourself free more and more every single day. The more you realize where these beliefs are coming from, where these emotions are coming from, the easier it'll be for you to dissolve them and start to live more in your truth. You are a vital and essential part of existence. Life will not continue without your cooperation, without your happiness, without your well-being. And do not let anyone manipulate or convince you that you are less than worthy, that you are less than good enough, that you don't belong somewhere, or that you are wrong for being on your own or by yourself, or that something that you are doing is not appropriate, or something that you desire or are interested in is wrong or bad or not good for you. You are created as an expression of source energy, a feminine version of source energy, and you have every right to be the kind of goddess that you choose in your own life experience. I love you. I appreciate you. Keep being the wonderful goddesses that you are. Namaste. Mwah. Last thing, guys. One last thing. One thing I really noticed about myself as a woman was there's this rampant anxiety going on. Okay, I've gotten a lot of messages from a lot of my clients about how anxious they are in relationships, how anxious they are at work, how anxious they are in life in general. There's a lot of anxiety, and it's okay. But you have to be honest with yourself, first of all. It's your fault. The anxiety is your fault because you haven't been able to take control of your own energy and your own vibration in different situations. So, as a woman, being that you're physically smaller, your voice is a little, higher, you just feel less empowered, from your physical standpoint. So if you don't really come into your power as a goddess and as a woman, you'll find it hard to move around the world and feel secure and feel stable and feel safe. I'm not advising you to put yourself in extreme situations and say, I'm a goddess, I can survive anything. Be smart. I'm talking about your day-to-day world, your job, your relationship, your family, the coffee shop close to the house, your friends, all the things you do in your world day to day. Are you feeling stable, secure, confident? Are you expressing yourself? Are you expressing your needs, your desires, the things that are important to you? Are you fine with who you are? Are you more concerned with what other people think and how they're feeling? Are you sacrificing yourself? Are you sacrificing your energy? Are you putting others above you? Are you making them a priority before yourself? Those little things that you're doing, valuing other people's opinions, thoughts, feelings, existence more than yours, not speaking up, not speaking on your opinions, your desires, your feelings, your interests, not believing in yourself, not being passionate about who you are, not expressing yourself the way you want, not living in your truth and not knowing your worth. All these little things are translating in an instability within you. So you're nervous when you go into places. You feel wrong. You feel awkward. You're more concerned about other people than yourself. You're worried about who likes you, who doesn't like you. You're looking for approval. You're looking for validation. You don't wear the outfit that really makes your heart sing because you're concerned about what other people would say, and you're not comfortable with your body and your own existence. So that's why it's important for you to really learn to appreciate and accept yourself as a goddess and really embody that goddess energy and become stable and become secure exactly as you are. Once you can find this stability and this balance and this happiness and this wholeness, the anxiety goes away. You're comfortable being who you are wherever you're going, whoever is in the room, whatever conversation you're having, you're able to express your own thoughts, your own opinions, your own feelings on anything, regardless of how it's going to be perceived by the external world, your family, your friends, society. It's about you existing and expressing your own unique divinity here on earth. And sometimes you're going to make a mistake, and that's part of the equation. Stop being afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of the game. You're supposed to make mistakes. That's how it works. You learn the most from your mistakes than the things that feel like wins, because you remember them the most, but they just linger as traumatic experiences because you don't extract the benefit from it. You're not getting the positive effect and the positive definition and the positive. You're not using the positive mindset to look at that mistake. You're only remembering what felt uncomfortable, what felt bad, and the humiliation, the embarrassment. All those things are what are having power over you, versus you realizing that this mistake I made is here to benefit me, and if I look at it this way, and if I extract these benefits from it, I will feel good, and then I will get over the mistake, and I'll become better from it, and continue on my journey and evolve and ascend as a better and higher being as I go. So learn to just be stable where you are. Learn to be okay with yourself by yourself. If you're afraid of being alone, spend some time alone and assess the thoughts that come up. Why are these thoughts there? What am I afraid of? What am I running from? What am I hiding? What am I lying to myself about? What am I projecting? All these things. Use that moment alone to sort of become more conscious of what it is that is causing more of that fear of being alone. If you're anxious, go to places that make you anxious and use that as an experiment to realize, okay, what are the thoughts I'm thinking? What are the feelings I'm feeling? What am I believing about this place and this moment that is causing all this anxiety? And take the time to reassess those thoughts and bring it into alignment and understand where you picked up those beliefs, why they're there, and make the necessary adjustments. When you move around in your day-to-day world, stop rushing. Stop rushing, stop rushing, stop rushing. And I do this all the time. I constantly am feeling bombarded with information, responsibilities, other people's thoughts, other people's desires, what they want from me, what I think I should be for them, what I think I should give them, how it should go, the outcome, all those things. Once you start putting yourself in these situations that typically make you anxious, you can use it as an opportunity to assess what is really causing the anxiety, what's at the root of the anxiety, so that when you're by yourself, you can process these things properly and you can dissolve all that vibration that is coming out, that is making you anxious and unstable in your own world. I also have a lot of practices to help you empower yourself and line up your energy and to remove that instability so you can walk around your universe feeling much more confident, capable, and secure. So go into the world in a way you haven't before. Whenever you're uncomfortable, appreciate it. It means you're expanding, you're improving. Stop rushing in and out of places. Learn to be okay with where you are, who you are, and how things are. And appreciate that. Appreciate where you are, appreciate who you are, and appreciate how things are. Don't try to change anything. Don't try to run away from anything. Don't try to lie about anything. Don't try to avoid anything. Face life with fullness, certainty, security, confidence, and truth. And the more you do this, the more you start to realize that you're safe. You're always safe, and everything's always working out for you. I love you, goddesses. Namaste.